It's Week 12 of the NFL, and we've got the Seahawks leader at quarterback as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Seahawks and the Browns, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 23.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25.
So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. Leading the charge will be their quarterback, always fun to watch, Deshaun Watson.
And he's exactly the man you want in control of your offense. Excellent arm, good zip on the ball, not afraid to use his legs when he needs to. And what he's excelled at doing is making plays when the first read isn't available or when the pressure's about to get to him.
Looking to throw right away is Watson. Finds his man, it's John Mechie.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. They'll roll him out right. And he'll just get rid of it. So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance, because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry.
They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later.
That throw taken in by Jamison Williams.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches. The Seahawks at 10-1 now on the year. And they've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. It's complete to Williams. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pick up there of 20 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game. like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
Back to throw again. He's got it to Williams. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. They'll look to throw again.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
That one to the sideline, and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Watson off play action.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Watson eluding the pressure. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
But they've been fighting and scratching and clawing for that first sack in the game, and it turns out to be a big one. Not just a short one right there behind the line. First one they get, 10-plus yards on the guy who has the legs to escape most of these.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Here's Gibson on the read option.
A little juke, and he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Once more, Gibson.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
And the ball is knocked out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. Second and 4.
Well, this is caught by Williams.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
He'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Up the middle they go. It's Zimmerman. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
$10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal.
They'll try to run for it with Henry. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Derrick Henry.
With now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
And give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season, and those votes may even turn into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Cleveland offense making their way out. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a first down. Now it's Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Graves. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. A quick throw, but incomplete. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Graves.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Inside handoff, Henry. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Again, it's Henry. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Derrick Henry. His 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season.
And the Seahawks are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Watson.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
Touchdown!
Justin Jefferson.
His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Browns get a bit closer.
Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
Now the try here for the extra point. He's got it, and that makes our score 24-7. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays.
And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
He finds his man. It's Charlie Kohler.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
2nd and 3.
He's airing it out for Williams. And his throw here is incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy who can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up 1st downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 38. Henry up the middle. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 8. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Finds his man. It's Kohler.
And he's going to be brought down short of the 1st at about the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue. But all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Browns set and ready to go on offense. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll go option to the short side. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
Here's Watson. Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Derek Brown.
Able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Back to throw here. And that is incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we just talk about the defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where you're hitting.
Williams loses the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
Had a nice move, but can't break away. Down just inside the 30.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Back to throw, Watson.
Open man is Mechie, and he's got him.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw, and they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Here's Watson. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I'm not liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far, even backed up late. They're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Right side, complete to Mechie. Touchdown, Browns! John Mechie, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Browns are able to cut into that deficit.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Extra point safely through. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. They'll look to throw.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll set up to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Zimmerman. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
On first down, Watson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, Watson.
Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so they'll throw it away.
That could be the start this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
And this will be taken at the 13. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
And the Seahawks offense going to get one final possession in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Zimmerman. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
Continuing on, here's a look at the next-gen stats in that first half. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest.
Meanwhile, for the Browns, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They're going to look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A couple of first downs, has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. It's complete to Williams.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Over the middle, complete. It's Bush. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Derrick Henry with career touchdown number 162, tying him with LaDainian Tomlinson for 3rd place all time.
And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
On 1st and 10, Watson.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
On 1st down, right back to Gibson.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll run the option to the short side left.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That time they pick up a 24 yards on the keeper. First down. A shotgun snap for Watson. And his throw is incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, defensively rallying to the ball after the nice move. Watson on 3rd down.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. Henry running right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
72 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football from triple option, you've actually called that play.
A first down carry for Henry. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 32-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Now a handoff to Henry.
Has some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Seahawks. A 2-yard touchdown grab as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll increase their lead to 28. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
On 2nd down and 4, Watson. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. To throw is Watson. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Now Watson.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
108 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On 2nd down now, it's Zimmerman. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Browns set to take over.
And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll make it second down. Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The offense on third down, not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Steps away to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away. Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And this is caught by Williams. And he's going to pick up the Browns' first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Now Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead. And now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us.
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone. And
not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Point after, right down the middle, and the lead is down to 24. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. Second down, they go again with Henry. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 125 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it again with Henry. And this will be a Seahawks first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Again to Henry. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Derrick Henry. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. This is Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. On second down, it's Zimmerman. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. On third down, Henry. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
This taken in at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
And the Browns getting set to go.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Watson. And this one too low.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Watson now to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here we go on 4th. Watson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, that's the 4th time that they've tried to go for it on 4th down. They've only converted once, Charles.
And obviously not a good percentage. And if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you think that you've got the right play dialed up. You can't be stopped. Your momentum's going to keep going. But 1 for 4, that tells you that you need to look at things in a different way, and you need to tip your cap to the defense. They've done a great job.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
On second down, a run with Hall. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 174 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Inside handoff, Henry. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Henry. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
So the victory here for Seattle. And this not always an easy proposition, Charles. You had a West Coast team that traveled east, but they got the job done.
And there's so much that goes into it because your body time and your body clock different from what you're used to west, because if you go east, you're going to lose up to 3 hours, right? So is your body going to be awake when it's time to play? A lot of teams actually rehearse it. They practice it. Maybe the week of the game, they move everything up to that time frame so guys get used to doing it that way. I remember when I played at Tennessee, when we had to go from east to west, our trainer Tim Caron said, leave your watches on East Coast time. Every piece of information we got was East Coast Standard Time. Try to psychologically tell us what to do, as well as prepare our bodies the same way.
So for this